Alright, all you listeners to the madness out there, and especially a couple of you wrestling fans who are still up for tonight, welcome back to Under the Radar. And now it's time for us to review what happened during this weekend's pay-per-view known as NXT In Your House from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. And Maestro's asking me right now, why in the world did they call it In Your House if it's not really in your house? Well, it was a throwback for a pay-per-view that happened well over 25 years ago, and without In Your House, we wouldn't have such classic pay-per-views such as, I do believe, Bad Blood, and alongside with it, Unforgiven. Yeah, that actually came from In Your House. No, Maestro, not actually In Your House. But besides arguing with the Maestro about what house or whose house it's in, the first match to take place during the said pay-per-view would see the 6-woman tag team match between Mia Yim, Tegan Nox, and Shotzi Blackheart going one-on-one against Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. And during this said match, action would go back and forth and would show some very cool moves from not only Mia Yim, but also, especially, from Raquel Gonzalez, who actually stopped Tegan Nox from trying to do a Hurricane Rana, turning it into a disgusting powerbomb for near fall. And you would even see during the later portions of this match, both Mia Yim and Candice LeRae duking it out all the way to the backstage area, turning this officially into a tag team match. Well, a normal tag team match with only 4 people. And during this makeshift tag team match that would take place, things would go wrong in a hurry for Dakota Kai and for Raquel Gonzalez, because during a double team tandem move that went entirely wrong, thanks to the fact that Shotzi Blackheart was able to get Tegan Nox off the shoulders of one Raquel Gonzalez, only for Dakota Kai to kick Raquel Gonzalez directly in the face, only for her to suffer not only a sliced bread, but the shiniest of all wizards from Tegan Nox, for her to win this match along with Mia Yim and especially Shotzi Blackheart via pinfall. And I find it absolutely hilarious that this wasn't the first time she almost kicked her own partner's head off during this match, because there was a little bit of what Mario Ronaldo would call malfunction in the junction earlier when she tried to go for that Yakuza kick as well, which I got a feeling ended up costing them, and it did. And the next match to take place at this said takeover would feature none other than Finn Balor going one-on-one against Damian Priest. And during this match, or should I say before this match could even begin, the second Finn Balor would get into the ring and do his classic Bullet Club-like pose, he would not waste time to immediately John Woo the living bejesus out of the chest of Damian Priest during this said match. And during this match that went back and forth with Finn Balor trying to get his revenge and Damian Priest trying to live forever by not only removing the stairs after throwing Finn Balor into him, but also hitting him with a sidewalk slam on the stairs and even hitting him with a cross powerbomb on the apron. Ouch! And that still wouldn't be enough to take out the Prince. But ultimately, this match will come to an end that again after Damian Priest tried to go for a cross powerbomb onto the stairs that he put to the outside of the ring, only for his own plot to come back to haunt him, with Finn Balor hitting him with a hard right hand directly into the stairs, causing him to, in the most sickest way I've seen, for Damian Priest's tailbone or lower back to hit those stairs before hitting the ground, for Finn Balor to do one to the spine and one to the chest with a coup de grace, for Damian Priest's flame to be extinguished for the night via pinfall. And we almost forgot to mention what happened during this match, folks, was a bit of a kicking contest that showed Damian Priest doing, I do believe, a modified version of Eddie's kick from Tekken leading into a Pele kick from none other than Finn Balor, which was really cool to see, and I didn't know he had it in him. But then again, after all those matches with Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic, aka the Super Lucha Heavyweight division that I'm gonna call now, yeah, guy got hops. And before we go into the next match, folks, and what we completely forgot to mention before this pay-per-view kicked off, not only we would see the return of the man who was the face of In Your House for so many years, we would also see a performance from Code Orange doing a cool rendition of the theme song for TakeOver for this year. And to make things even better, folks, we would also see some classic commercials with William Regal, and we would see the return of the ice cream bars coming back to the world of WWE. So after so many years of people trying to get it back, including CM Punk and The New Day, we now have ice cream bars, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. Round of applause. Alright, I know, Maestro, enough about the ice cream bars. We might as well head into the next match, which would feature none other than Keith Lee going one-on-one against Johnny Gargano. And before this match could begin, the cool entrance of one Johnny Gargano actually coming through the front door of the In Your House set, leading directly to the ring. After he was in his own home, I don't know how he was able to pull it off, but let's just say it was cool. And the fact that he also locked the door to the house that he just left. Now, this is a key thing to mention because during this match, action would go back and forth between these two, and would even see Keith Lee doing a disgusting power slam to Johnny Gargano for near fall. And then you would even see Johnny Gargano taking out Keith Lee to the outside of the ring, but unfortunately unable to bring him back inside, but would have to go inside of the ring to break the count, only to go outside and get broken in half thanks to a Monty Brown. And excuse me, Maestro, we need to get a little bit of room for this one because that was one hell of a pounce, period, by none other than Keith Lee, sending Johnny Gargano through the glass or through the Lexan boards that was around the ring, causing the crowd to go, "Oh!" and the usual holy shit chants that would follow thereafter. But ultimately, this match will come to an emphatic end with the Poison Pixie herself, Candice LeRae, coming out, and Mia Yim once again getting in a fight, distracting the referee, giving Johnny Gargano enough time to actually take the key that he put in his trunks that the referee clearly saw, to jab Keith Lee directly in the eye with the key, and still would get a near fall. And this match would ultimately come to an emphatic end after not only a near fall pin from Keith Lee after a disgusting spirit bomb, but he would finish him off with not only a power bomb, but directly into the Big Bang Catastrophe combination that reminded me of something out of WrestleMania 2000 with one of the hack moves they had in it. To see Keith Lee still reign as your limitless North American champion via pinfall. And oh, we almost forgot that key that he actually jabbed into the eye of Keith Lee. He completely forgot he had it in his trunks when he tried to open up the door to escape Keith Lee's wrath, which was something I think he should have remembered then, but hey, he was in the moment. And the next match, speaking of being in the moment, folks, is none other than Adam Cole, baby! Going one-on-one against the Velveteen Dream in a last chance backlot brawl for the NXT Championship. And before this match can even begin, folks, you would see none other than Adam Cole, baby! Actually show up in a custom Undisputed Era monster truck to make his way to the ring, which looks absolutely cool with the Undisputed Era's flags on the monster truck itself, which was insane. And to make things even better and not to be outdone, the Velveteen Dream would show up in a Lamborghini and dress up as Negan. And I agree with Mario Ronaldo during this match. He said that he's surprised that Velveteen Dream didn't show up in a little red Corvette. I would have loved to see him show up in that, or the bike that Prince rode in not only Purple Rain but Graffiti Bridge. But hey, what could you do? And during the said contest, action will go back and forth, and would also see Adam Cole trying to escape this match by getting into a car and try to drive out of here, only for the Velveteen Dream to take his Negan-like bat and force Adam Cole to get out of the car. Then next thing you know, you would see an Uber driver show up during this match, confusing the hell out of the both of them. And to make things even better, they fought inside of the Uber itself. Now, it would have been a little bit better if they had it driven off in the Uber and fought all around, I guess, the greater parts of Florida, but, you know, it's not the ultimate deletion, so I don't think that was going to happen. Then, after a little bit of a fire extinguisher moment for Adam Cole to the Velveteen Dream would slowly regain control back during this match and would even try to do his Purple Rainmaker elbow drop to Adam Cole through a car window or a hood of a car, only for the Undisputed Era to show up and stop him from doing anything dangerous. But it wouldn't be enough because Adam Cole, who took his eyes off the ball one too many times to say his classic catchphrase of Adam Cole, baby, would pay for it in the form of getting knocked off a ladder through a car window, only for the Undisputed Era to beat the Living Daylights flag tag out of the Velveteen Dream. And just when all hope was lost for the Velveteen Dream, none other than Dexter Lumis and his creepy ways would show up to kidnap the two members of the Undisputed Era who tried to help none other than Adam Cole. And before they were kidnapped, you would see the Undisputed Era from the back of that monster truck unload a whole bunch of steel chairs into the ring for this match to come to an emphatic end after the Velveteen Dream would not only be able to do his Purple Rainmaker elbow while Adam Cole was sitting in a chair for a near fall, but would take time to taunt Adam Cole only for him to get low blowed and then for Adam Cole to pull off a Panama Sunrise directly into all of those chairs in the ring for Adam Cole to retain the Undisputed Championship of NXT via pinfall. And for Velveteen Dream to never challenge for the championship again. But seriously, I really thought he was going to win that match. But hey, Adam Cole is going to do anything and everything to keep that championship firmly over his shoulder or around his waist, however he feels on whatever day he decides to wear it. And by the way, for those keeping track at home, this is his 372nd day as NXT champion. Wait, I stand corrected, 374. And the next match to take place on this said pay-per-view, and a match I've been waiting for a long, and I do mean long time, is none other than Tommaso Ciampa going one-on-one against the Universal Arbitrator of Suffering, the Devil of Monterrey, the most vicious shooter in professional wrestling, the Toe Man, and most importantly, the People's Executioner himself, Karrion Kross, with Scarlett in tow. And during this match, if you could even call it a match, Karrion Kross would make quick work of one Tommaso Ciampa, even giving him the advantage in the opening goings of the match to allow him to attack him, only for him to get tossed and suplexed on his head on a multitude of occasions, and even seeing Kross getting banged into the stairs on the outside, only for Scarlett to say, "Don't worry, this will just make you stronger." And as a matter of fact, I got a feeling it did. Because once they went back inside the ring, Tommaso Ciampa would get tossed from pillar to post, go outside of the ring, and then get a 1031 on the apron on his neck. My God, he tried to kill him. And then you would see Killer Cross going even further into things, and, oh my bad, Karrion Kross, but he was a killer that night, would then see him not only do a nasty clothesline after a Northern Light suplex, but then you would see none other than Tommaso Ciampa with one last final beat in his heart to go with not one, not two, not three, but I do believe 4 Tiger knees to the face of one Karrion Kross, and would try to go for Willow's Bell again and connect, all for a near fall. But ultimately that would all be for naught, because next thing you would see would be none other than Killer Kross, or Karrion Kross, I keep forgetting his name is Karrion, would decide to do a nasty version of an F5 or a release airplane spin, whatever you call it. We here at Under the Radar would like to call it the Shattered Hourglass, leading directly into the Cross Jacket for Killer Kross to win this match via submission, and for everybody at home to fall and pray. And not to mention the fact the crowd was a little bit offbeat for that entrance, but either way, still a pretty cool match in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says, a methodical pace from a man that big and that dangerous is always a good thing to me in my book. Now, I can only imagine what target is next for him in the future. And I got a feeling the NXT Championship is probably right around the corner for that guy. And any of the members of the Undisputed Era who try to go after them, they'll be dive bombed on their heads too. So yeah, look out for that in the near future. And with all those matches out of the way, folks, we now head directly into the main event of the evening, which would see none other than Queen of the Sky, Io Shirai, going one-on-one against the Nightmare herself, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. And during this match, action will go back and forth, including Charlotte trying to play the role of the rated R superstar Edge during this match, trying to take advantage of every situation she can see, not only taking out both Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley when they weren't booking with a double spear for both near falls, but also actually taking out one of them with natural selection for a near fall as well. And then you would even see Rhea Ripley pulling off a beautiful riptide out of the corner, which at this point at that height would be known as a tsunami, for Rhea Ripley to still get a near fall thanks to Io Shirai. And speaking of Io Shirai, she would even be able to pull off her Tiger Vane kick during this match and a missile drop kick to boot, all for near fall. But ultimately, this match will come to an end again, not only after Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, along with Io Shirai, would fight near the stage for the In Your House set for Io Shirai to get thrown through it, and then for Io Shirai to actually do a jumping crossbody off of it to both not only Rhea Ripley but Charlotte as well. But yeah, this match will come to an end again after Charlotte Flair would apply the figure 8 leg lock to Rhea Ripley, only for Io Shirai to live up to her name as the Queen of the Sky, to pull off a beautiful essay reels like moonsault that would actually see the knee of Io Shirai land just about into the head of one Rhea Ripley, for her to win this match and for Charlotte to do nothing but watch as her championship gets taken away from her, as Io Shirai is crowned your new NXT Women's Champion via pinfall. And after this match was over, Io Shirai would celebrate in the ring with a whole bunch of confetti and streamers for NXT In Your House to come to a close for this year. Now, here's hoping that they do this again next year in your house style, because I really do like it. It's a mix of old school with new school, and they need to do this more often. And join us next time, folks, when we review yet another classic pay-per-view in less than 1 week for Backlash that will take place in that same building with a lot of, impress me to catch up with what we've seen tonight with this show. Or Sunday. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back to the music, and when we return, we'll be back with more madness as Under the Radar continues right after this. So don't get lost in the madness just yet, folks, and stay tuned.